Oh, but I'm if you got the love and you bide your time, you're full of ambition, we will be fine. So
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
You know, the song's already finished, you know, and you guys still singing. I can't believe this.
But that I'm singing
You was
in
early.
I'm singing
Was I
in
early?
time.
Yeah.
I think this is,
I was like, where's he going?
this is the lay on the line. That's why everyone's got different timings. Anyway, welcome to the Family Affair podcast with Midehyah, Pudding, Travesty, and your boy Alstallio. Hey, you know, I realized.
Hello.
I just want to quickly get something in. There's obviously been a mix up with the old vaccines, and you know, something comes from India anyway. And the Indian government's like, we ain't sending no more to England because we've got to vaccinate our own people first.
Where did you get that from?
I just saw it on the news. The Indians like sack the British. We're vaccinating our own people. You know.
Well, you'd have thought that's what you'd be doing anyways, vaccinating your own country first.
Well, if you think about it,
very logical.
what happens is these rich countries buy off all the resources in it, and they pay off a lot of the people in like countries like the poor countries like India and Africa, so they get the entitlement. Remember when I told you guys about the coffee? And I remember when I was in Brazil, I was like, yo, I want to get some authentic Brazilian coffee, and they were like, you're in the wrong place. You need to go back home and buy the coffee there. That's the best coffee because all the Europeans own all the best stuff, so they buy it from there, and the Brazilians are left with the rubbish, the trash.
Oh my god! What a messed up world we live in.
I mean, yeah, but I think it's just aggressive, isn't it? Really, it's like who should,
Yeah.
who's more important. You know, the Brits are going to be like, we're more important, so we'll pay you a bit more money, so we have the vaccine. And the Indians are like, well, we need that. We got more people than you. We're more important, so we're going to keep the 5 million plus vaccines for ourselves.
But what I don't get, Alstallio, is this vaccine thing. All right, people each their own. Anybody's entitled to have it or not have it. But what I don't get is why, especially in the UK, I'm hearing a lot of people are bragging about the vaccine like it's a badge of honor. And why are they taking it just because?
You know.
They have no. Yeah, go on.
When I see something like that, someone actually wrote the other day they got their vaccine appointment. Actually, I got a guy coming on the show in a couple of weeks. He said he's got the vaccine on the day before or the same day when he comes on the show. And I'm like, all these people who are like bragging, yeah. What if they have like a bad effect, you know, an after effect
later on?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way they're so cocky is like they've done the right thing, and you know it's something to be proud of. And I don't understand what's to be proud of having a vaccine. I mean, I saw one lady and I thought she was an absolute dimwit. She was on. She filmed it. Obviously, she'd filmed it, and what annoyed me more than anything is she was so proud to show off she's having this vaccine. It's a woman who's you know nearing 60, but she was bragging that she was getting this vaccine. And what annoyed me the most is when the doctor actually said, word for word, is the second one you will have total immunity.
No.
That's what he said.
Rubbish.
She shared it on Facebook, and you'll have total immunity. When have you ever had total immunization from something?
Never.
I
think what he meant to say is, by the time you get the second one, you'll be dead, and that's the same as having total immunity.
But even worse than that, what I find scary is just what if this vaccine was actually the 666 mark? Look how many people are running to get it.
No,
Put it in biblical terms.
No,
vaccine. No. I'm giving you an example. It's hypothetical. It's not real. I'm just saying, imagine if it was the mark of the beast, so to speak. Look how quick people would run to get the mark of the beast. If you read upon the Bible, you'd understand where I'm actually coming from using that terms. You know, because the mark of the beast was, i.e., you if you don't have the mark of the beast, you can't buy. If you don't have the mark of the beast, you can't go abroad. If you don't have the mark of the beast, you can't go to school. That is what, if you read up on the Bible, that's basically what the mark of the beast was all about. So I am really a bit miffed at that so many people would run for it and not really research and just go off what the so-called government have said and not done their own research and really looked into it. I mean, I was talking to Pudding. She can take on from here when she said, give the example, Pudding, of what you were saying, that you overheard two women talking about the vaccine.
Most people that I know, actually, people that I'm training at the moment. You know, because obviously we had an email come through saying, oh, we get key workers, because we work with the vulnerable, we can have the vaccine and whatnot. And we had a discussion about it. And the one lady said that she's not really for it. She doesn't really care in the sense of if you get it, you get it. What can you really do? You have to ride it out. But she goes, I'm still going to take it anywhere. I'm like, what? You're not for it, but you're still going to take it anyway. I was really miffed by it. I had to be mindful of, like, if I was pulling a face, because my faces can be quite graphic when I'm speaking to people. So I was in my mind, I was like, what am I hearing? And then the other woman was like, oh, you know, I don't really care for it. I don't think I should really take it. You know, but because it's there, I'm filing my papers and I'm going to do it. What? What for? Just because it's there. It's still not clear to me.
I think
Travesty help.
I think it's kind of like one of those things where you know.
Well, I've just found what was I correct in saying? You saying, Pudding? Where she's going to file her papers. Where the hell do you work in immigration?
No. No, it's the case of you sign up and put your name down, because we've got to do a procedure and say, yeah, we're key workers, and we've got to find proof to basically say that we're key workers and we can basically get priority and have the vaccine, basically.
Okay. Just cleared everything up for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, in my industry, there's a lot of vulnerable people, and they're wanting for this vaccine. And I've since found out that if you have bad reactions to the vaccine, that you've actually had it or something like that. That's what they're saying. If you don't, then you don't. I know it's crazy. More speculation. You know it goes in this place. Speculation.
Can I just say, I have reactions to most medications, even down to certain paracetamol.
Really?
Like, I'm hypersensitive to a lot of things, and that's a massive factor on why I'm not going to take it. So they're just saying it, I feel, just to cover their backs.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, it's up to the individual whether they take it or not. But it is very annoying when they're boasting about it, like it's like you've won the lottery. That's the sort of context. They think, no, I'm free now. I can do whatever I want because I've had this vaccine. And I think it's something that is a private thing. It's something that you do personally. It's something you don't need to be dragging and showing on Facebook and acting as if it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Because will you be bragging about it if something happens later on down the line? Are you going to brag the same way?
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking the other day that I'm going to start a change.org petition, because I know once you get 100,000 subscribers, signatures, you have to debate it in Parliament. And I was going to say, should everybody be responsible for themselves and decide if they want to take the vaccine or not? And if so, they should be able to sign the waiver form and say, if I get COVID, I got to deal with it myself. They should give people the choice. I don't know why they've taken it upon themselves to get, we need to look after everybody. No, you don't, man. I don't want the vaccine. I don't want it. Yeah. Because I'm not sick. I've never really been sick. Why would I want to take something against something that hasn't caught me after 2 years now? And trust me, I'm in enough people's breath and faces every day to know that I should have got it, high risk. Yeah. So I think they should do a petition and then send it to the government, the Parliament, debate it and say, look, let people be responsible for themselves. We all sign and say, we're not going to go to the hospitals. We're not going to put any weight. The thing is, a lot of people are chickens and they go back on their word.
Yeah, but, there's a lot of sheepish mentality. That's what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think that's an idea that probably could be played around with. Just say, look, let's just try and get back to the way it was. if you get sick, you get sick. If not, great.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people would actually get sick. That's the thing. I actually believe not a lot of people actually can catch this COVID.
They're not getting the sick because you look, all you've got to do is calculate how many people have died in each country that they said have died of COVID. Then you calculate how many people there are in the world, and then you'll see if it's really a big thing. Because it's not. It really is not. But going back to that woman who was cocky, the next day she went on Facebook and she was boiling some herbs with garlic and stuff in the pot. And she was talking you could tell she was not quite well. And she was going, after a night of tossing and turning and fever and not feeling too good. I mean, they did inject the COVID into me that I didn't know that's what they were injecting into me, but I've had a bad night and I'm boiling this, to help with it, but I'm alive. And I thought, you're an absolute tosspot. I'm sorry, but you're an absolute tosspot because you've obviously had a bad reaction. You're trying to have bravado and say, "Oh well, I wasn't well, but I'm there. I've took the vaccine. I've done what I'm supposed to do." And I'm thinking, why don't you just accept that it wasn't for you? You're boiling herbs, hoping to be better.
Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, I don't know. I think, like I said, people are just happy to, once they've got COVID, to feel somehow super, like the superhuman, to go out and be like, yeah, I've got this super immunity now. I can just go on people's. But the fact that they're going to give you 2 vaccines, that's enough.
Exactly.
Enough to tell me it's a joke. You don't even have to get
found
2.
That out this week.
Yeah, you don't even have to get 2 mumps, MMR jabs or anything, or tetanus. You don't have to get 2 of those. So why do you have to get 2 of these?
Yeah.
Like some super virus. I don't know. It's a joke.
No. There needs to be more research on it, to be honest. And I feel like everything's done backwards to me. It doesn't make sense. And if something doesn't make sense to me, why am I rushing to do it? I find that this is the same as, all right then, when I was younger, everyone you had this thing of binge drinking. I love drinking. They'd get really, really sick. They'll throw up. A few girls and boys were hospitalised. They're all underage, by the way. And then they'll do it again. This is how I'm seeing this whole vaccine thing. Why would you get to that point and to that feeling where, I'm never going to drink again, I'm not drinking again, and then you do it again next week? I feel like people, I don't know what the word is for humans, but they
love pain. They love I don't know what.
It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, and if there's nothing guaranteed from it, and there's more of a negative, why would you rush to it? Because I'm not hearing much positives about the vaccine, if I'm honest.
Oh, you'll have the ones who will say, "Oh, I've had this, I've had no reaction."
Actually, but the thing is,
the first one.
The thing is, though, to be fair, let's try and look at it on another side and say the vaccines are working. Because let's be honest, there is going to be side effects. Regardless of what you do and what you bring in, there's always side effects. If you give 1 million people an apple, one person's going to have a reaction like nuts. So it could just be that playing out. You know what I mean? That there's side effects. The only thing is I can't get around is that they're trying to give it to everybody. I mean, as long as it's not forced, it's okay. If they offer and then you say no and it's okay, that's great. But if it becomes forced and then they do it indirectly, like saying if you don't take the vaccine, then you can't buy food or you can't go out and you can't fly away and stuff, I think that's wrong. That's wrong. And that goes against the humanity, I guess.
I think there's a petition going on about that to not make vaccine passports. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, something like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not mandatory. And I do think that the people in the business world, they're using it to their advantage. They're using the fear that people have to their advantage and dropping the hints that, well, if you don't do this, you can't work. But the government has not said that. It's not mandatory. And people need to understand it's not mandatory. Because they you can tell it's not mandatory because, for starters, as I said, they called me 3 times in 1 week. And then when I declined every time, they started to text me. And I refused. And the texts keep coming. It's like a sales pitch.
Yeah. Crazy.
So.
So we go.
Carry on, take over.
Terrible.
Shall we go into the next topic? Or do you want to add anything?
Well, I was just going to say, obviously, they've put a freeze on everybody under 50 further having the vaccine because of some shortage or something, I don't know. But
Shortage.
when it's my turn, I can't see me running and jumping like it's the best thing since sliced bread because I'm not a sheep. I'll just do what feels best for me and my environment.
That's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, definitely. You know,
I'm not
I
going to
just
join
want
the so-called vaccine club just to fit in with everyone else. I've got to have a real valid reason to want to do it.
Yeah, and just like Alstallio says, if you've managed to escape it in the current year and last year, come on, your body's already there defending for you.
Yeah,
doing the job of the vaccine already.
Yeah.
People need to wake up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's the closure.
Actually, I wanted to quickly touch on something this woman came out with, talking about before we slip into the next topic, talking about a curfew for men.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
What's
So
curfew?
You know, this
so
kind
women
of,
can feel safe.
yeah, I thought this was pretty sad because first of all, it's the Green Party, and actually, I'm a support of the Green Party, but I will take that away now that I know people like that are in there. I can't support that stuff. How can you say that all men in England, you know, one police officer, a guy in a authority position, has took his power and abused it and ended up taking a girl's life, and then all men are tarnished now with this brush, all men. And I told you know, we think we should put men in at after 6. After 6, men shouldn't go out so women feel safe. And I'm like, hold on a second. All men. Me, I've never had a thought like this whatsoever in my whole life. But this, and I said, look, welcome to racism. This is exactly how black people feel. One black guy does something out of line. All men are tarnished with a brush. You know.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of that, man? Would you guys support a 6 p.m. curfew for men?
I think that. Oh, sorry, Pudding. Carry on.
No, I was just gonna say before it jumps out of my head. How can you guarantee by keeping men indoors like 6 p.m. or just after 6 or just before, whatever, and that's gonna make women feel safer? I don't get that.
I think it's a stupid idea. I think they've took it from looking at statistics where they're taking into account that men are most likely to kill, most likely to stalk, things like that. And they've sort of gone crazy. And all of a sudden thought, let's keep them in after 6. But does that mean men police officers? Because we need them 24/7. So he's telling me it's only going to be women,
and
female
doctors.
officers, yeah,
And
on the
doctors,
streets after 6 o'clock.
Everyone has to go home. All
Things like
men.
that,
And pilots.
yeah.
Yeah, just got to land the plane. Where are you? I'm in Atlantic.
long vehicle drivers who need to deliver urgent stuff to wherever it needs to go.
I
They've
think
got to deliver them beyond by 6.
And firefighters.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think this couldn't have, or if this has been made up by a man, it's only to further get men out of doing any extra work after 6
That was a
o'clock.
woman who said it was a woman. it was a woman. It was a woman from the Green Party. I forgot her name.
Not going to work. It's not going to work.
It isn't at all. Even though I think men would probably like it because they're so used to having lockdown now, they probably don't mind staying in as long as they've got their beers. They're cool, aren't they? And their sports, their Sky Sports, they're quite happy. They're quite what is it? Simple creatures.
Yeah, that decision would turn quick, wouldn't it? They'd be like, nah. The guys will get back out.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it would be beneficial to any woman. Just like when we decided to want independence and go out to work, I think many women regret that choice. with the uprising of feminism.
So I take it. So you saying that, Travesty? I take it that women don't want to learn the same skills as men.
Oh, many women learn the same skills as men, and many big companies push the actual development of women. They put it in their forefront, and they're trying to make sure there's more women on boards. So women can be 50-50. So that's in its infancy at the moment, but who knows where it could go, especially with like the choices the women of today make. a lot of them are going into engineering and many careers that formerly would only men. So the change is there, I suppose. So yeah.
Okay.
And I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Definitely.
I don't think that, like I said, I'm not a supporter of the idea. I think that's ridiculous. I don't even think someone with an education level, sitting in parliament or wherever, or in a party, would even suggest something so bad like this. All I can put it down to is that someone who's anti-men. That's an anti-men statement, which is out of order, to be fair.
Or going from temporary emotion from the situation could have been triggering.
Or they've had bad experience with men all through their life. So
the thing, that's the thing. I do know that a lot of women have a lot of bad stuff with men. I do understand that. But that's normally someone who's close to them as well. That's the thing. That's normally the case. It's never some stranger walking around the street. Normally it's like someone in your family or one of your friend circle or something. So I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. But
crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to have actual first topic or the third topic.
Oh, all right.
Hello, is anyone going to introduce it? I think it's going to be pudding, isn't it?
Which one do you want?
Anyone, just pick one.
Okay then. Do you need to be aggressive to be violent? That's the question.
That's a trick question, dude, man. That's a trick question.
I know. That's how lockdown's getting to me. Do you actually need to be aggressive to be violent? I think that is a trick one. Challenging.
Could you kill somebody when you're not angry? I guess that's what you're asking, really.
Or harm somebody.
Are aggressive people violent? Aggressive people tend to be more violent, but are non-aggressive people also violent? Actually, wait. Nah, I think it goes hand in hand, man. I think if you're violent, you're aggressive, and you can have like this still aggressive, this kind of like passive aggressive. Nah, that's not even the right word for it, but I guess you can be aggressive and be violent at the same time. I think you have to be in some form, way or shape. You have to be aggressive to be violent. It might not be the obvious aggressiveness, but it's still aggressive.
That's the word. That's the word. If it's obvious or not.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out. Do you have any examples? I'm trying to think of an example.
Wow. Look at Ted Bundy. He was a charmer, wasn't he?
Ted Bundy. You from
what
family? What was it called? The show? No, I'm thinking of Al Bundy. I'm thinking of Al Bundy.
No. The actual murderer, the serial killer. He was always coming across charming.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You got these people,
lovely and friendly.
They always say it's the quiet ones you gotta watch. So I guess it is the quiet ones you gotta watch.
Sorry, I wasn't being rude and I haven't disappeared. I was mute for a little bit, but I'm back.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about, do you have to be aggressive to be violent?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, because you can have a violent outburst and you weren't aggressive before.
Yeah,
you could be
true.
more mellow, and somebody says something and you just spark off quick. So not necessarily.
Yeah, depends on your surroundings, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And what's happening at the moment. But if you're normally aggressive person anyway, you never usually get past that aggression because people are already wary of you anyway.
That's true.
Because you're aggressive, so you never really have to sort of show that extra aggressiveness, the violent part. You know what I mean? Because you've already showed the people that you're like strong-willed and a bit like strong-minded and, you know what I mean, not to be messed with. So, yeah, I think that's a sort of a warning sign to people.
Yeah. And I also feel like you can be aggressive without being violent as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you're an aggressive person who wants to get a sale, that's a way of being aggressive without being violent.
True that. Yeah. That's true.
I think you have to find out what all the topics or subgroups that apply to being aggressive. I guess you have to find out. If you really want the answer for that, find out what all comes down under aggressive, and then you can. Yeah. Because like I said, it's quite one you gotta watch most of the time, and you'd never expect it was this person, but it was that person. So they can be cool and violent at the same time. No.
All and
Agreed.
violent.
Agreed.
Cool. Peaceful and violent.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. What's the next topic? You got another one, Pudding?
Yeah, I want to discuss one. This one's a nice one. It's your favourite as well, Alstallio. So what it is why do black men, unfortunately it is black men on this, I'm afraid, criticise how a black woman looks or carries herself, yet they don't criticise when they are with a woman of a different race who does exactly the same thing. And when I say that, let me give you an example. Black men are quick to criticise when a black woman has makeup on, and obviously the famous one is the weave, or she's dressed a certain way, yet they will be with another woman who's another race woman, and she's doing exactly the same thing, and that black man will love her off as if she's perfect. Can you explain why that is?
I don't think you can just put it down to black men.
No. This is a black man's issue. This actually is, unfortunately, it is. Because they will, let me give you an example. The famous one, we all know this one, is a black woman will have a lovely weave on, and he'll say to her, listen, what he'll say is, oh, why do you have to have that on? Can't you just be natural? Isn't that right, Alstallio? Why can't you just be natural? Why do you have to wear this fake hair and what? But yet they'll be with a white woman who's probably got short hair and she adds the clip-ons in, and you'll love her off as if it's just natural. That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a lot of, like, when you're talking about black men dating outside their race, there's a lot of things involved. I mean, but let's call it what it is. It's like when a black man is with a woman, a white woman, or a woman who's got straight hair, a European featured woman, and she's like, these guys, you'll find there's certain guys will go for certain types of women. First thing I want to get off the back, what I've noticed is black men tend to pick up all the damaged white women anyway, in most cases.
That's not true.
In most cases. A lot of cases, I'm sorry, but because most of the damaged white women, for example, won't want to be with, or I'm not going to say they won't want to be with a black girl, because a black guy, because that's a bit too far, but they would probably be like, I'll try a white guy first, and if it doesn't work out, then yeah, I'm going to see what I can get. I'm going to get the scraps, the scraps.
Just say, what the hell? You can't say that.
Well,
you can't.
I'm just saying the way. I'm just saying the way it is.
So the scraps.
Yeah, we're not the scraps.
That's
but,
what that's what you might try to sort of say with the scraps.
We're not the scraps, but that's how they're probably thinking. Okay, like the big fat white girl, for example. This old phenomenon with the big fat white girl who always seems to get with the black guy who's levels above her, but for some reason he just seems to want to. I don't know what happens. So this fat white girl probably wouldn't be with a black guy if he wasn't available. And really, black guys make it easy, to be with, because they just happen to get a white girl. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay.
Is that how men are so desperate?
Wow, men are desperate. Yeah, we're a desperate species. We're a desperate species. Remember, if you think about it, wow, no, listen. Just club women over the head, get what we wanted from them. Since that changed, since the game changed and women made it harder for us to get what we want from them, or the rules, men don't have that option anymore. So it's like, okay, I now have another way. And to get some girls, it's so difficult. You only had 6 figures.
Because of your league.
Wow, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as anyone's league.
I'm
You're all human beings.
At the time.
Away from what I asked.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to say. Anyway,
I'm just saying. Let me give you another example. Sorry, I've got my great grandson in the background. I do apologise. What it is black men are very critical of black women who. The only way I can round it up is who carry themselves like a European woman would carry herself. They're very critical of that. And I don't understand their mentality, why they need to be critical. Because if that same black woman who's carrying herself like a European woman is with, say, a white guy, he will accept her as she is. He'll even accept her being natural. He'll just accept her as she is. But the black man, even if he's not dating her, he will still criticise her. And I don't understand why he feels He can't just let it be. Let people live as they want to live and be as they want to be. They shouldn't be having anything to say. They shouldn't be saying, "Oh, you're not natural and whatnot." I don't think in this day and age they should be saying that. They should just leave. You know, if you're not into a black woman looking European, you should just keep your opinions to yourself because you're not actually dating that woman. They would just say it, and let me give you an example. They will be on Insta and they will put it in the comments and blatantly say it. And you're thinking, who gives you the right to decide how a black woman should carry herself?
You know the thing is, you know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what it is? I'll put it down to this. I think because pretty much all black women, pretty much all of them, like
I
with the
wouldn't
exception
say
of
all.
most of them, let's say most, pretty much, I'm saying pretty much, so let's say 10% try and stay natural, but 90% are trying to play up to this European, Eurocentric look.
All right, then I'll tell you.
Can I finish? Let me finish. No, let me finish.
Go on then.
So because of that, it makes it harder for a black guy who probably wants a natural girl to find one. Now, when he gets a white girl who does this stuff, the tables are turned. 90% of white girls are natural, or to some extent natural, or try and be more natural to them, to the way they look. Okay, they probably have a little bit of makeup, but every girl, and even
I think that's the
lately,
wrong statement to make.
wait there, can I finish? Every girl, a lot of guys now start wearing makeup, so you kind of got used to it. Makeup's always been part of, you know, something. Even in the past, you know, if you go to the tribes, you see them putting mud on their face or whatever, so it's normal. So I think what's happening is the white girls kind of get a pass because you kind of expect it from them, a few of them. And if you end up with one, it's like, yeah, okay, I got one, and, you know, I'll give you a pass. But because the black women have made it normal for the black guy to see that she's wearing fake hair and whatever, that these black guys accept it. I would never accept it. I wouldn't. If my wife got a bald head, then she's got a bald head, that's it. She don't need to wear a wig. You know what I mean? But I think some people.
But why would you encourage her to wear makeup then?
I never encourage any of my wives or anyone to encourage.
How many wives
wear
have
makeup.
you got?
I got no wives. I got one wife, and that is. But I would never encourage a woman to wear makeup. I'm just not that kind of guy. I like natural. My mother was natural. So why would I? I never was raised with that stuff.
But don't you think it's time they moved into the new era where the majority of black women do like to carry themselves that way now? And I think they shouldn't be putting them down or saying that it's not right for them to be doing that, because it's been going on for at least 20 years now. And I think it's part of the norm.
I just think that women are making it worse for each other more and more. That's what's happening. The more you watch and get lost in the media and the YouTube and all this stuff, Instagram, is the more you're likely to fall into that trap of doing it more and more and getting lost in the hype. And that's what's happening more and more. Even little kids are getting more and more involved, and they got these makeup videos. I mean, you never had makeup videos back in the day. Now you got them. You got women putting makeup on, trying to put makeup on, so girls catch wind of this and then start doing it themselves, and it's a snowball effect, and you're going to see that even more in the future than ever before. But then again, makeup is nothing new. As opposed to, I don't actually know why, but like I said, I think it's because black men are so used to seeing their families members or their race wearing fake hair, so some of them accept that this is all right. But I also think that's one of the reasons why black guys sometimes they're outside their race, is because they're like, I don't want my wife or girlfriend to wear a wig or try and be fake. I want it to try and be normal, so they'll end up with.
I'm sorry, Alstallio, that don't cut it with me, because the majority of the European girls today, what are they doing? They're putting in fake lips, fake bum, fake breast, and that is before that's more than what black women do.
Was that
but
trying
yet
to live up to
the men
standard?
accept it. They accept it and don't criticize.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know if the men accept that, because, like, whenever I've met a couple of girls who've done these jobs, and the first thing I said was, "Why do you need that? You look just fine the way you are." Oh yeah, because I wanna. I don't know. I just feel like I'm not there. Most of the women do that because they're not happy with themselves. Really, they're not happy with the way they look. They look in the mirror every day and they tell themselves they don't look good enough. They don't look like this woman or this woman in the media, you know.
But when a black man goes out with them, they don't get at them the way they would for a black woman. That's the point I'm making.
I don't know. Like I said, I feel
You
like
need
it's
to, Alstallio, I think we should stop this conversation here. We need to get on a couple of black men who are critical and let's bash it out. I think that would be an ideal scenario. I think you should find a couple of men who definitely do criticise how black women are looking European, and let's debate this out. And your eyes will probably open.
the thing is with black women, they're beautiful the way they are, and that's the issue. I can't understand why they would want to do all this stuff and try and look like another race when they're already beautiful the way they are. I don't get that.
I don't think it's any more to look like another race. I think it's just what they see is enhancing their beauty.
It's trying to fit. No, they're trying to fit in with what they think people like. But I'll tell you, man, I'm telling you, if all the women went natural tomorrow, their worth would not go down 1 centimeter, 1%. It would not go down 1%. I promise you this. If all the women stop wearing makeup tomorrow, not 1% would change. Nothing would change. All the men would still be chasing them.
Agreed. So if you got the love and you bide your time,
I know,
we should have closed the show really on time. So come on, woo, come on.
I got it on. Okay, we'll go around the table as usual. We'll start with Pudding. Got anything to say?
Archer, that's in regards to the vaccine. The classic line, Archer.
Midehyah, you got anything to say?
Just keep safe and keep doing what you're doing, and each to their own.
Yes. Travesty?
Yeah, don't let anybody tell you or push you into anything you don't feel comfortable doing.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Amen.
And for women out there, we're strong women. That's why it's called Mother Nature. We can do any job any man can do. So don't let it hold you back, being a woman. Good night, God bless.
And I always say, enough is definitely enough for all the women out there. Men shouldn't be allowed to get away with what they're doing if they're doing that stuff. But I'll definitely we need to figure out a way of like getting out of society without punishing the majority because of the few. Because I'm telling you, majority of men are all right. It's just a couple of them who are bad apples like in everything. So,
great.
Yes. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you, or we'll see you next week on that Family Affair podcast.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
So love will continue forever is what we both want. Many